everyone, today I'm here to talk about my Read 5 Before I Buy challenge and to show you some books that I've acquired recently. First, if you're new to my channel or you've missed a few months worth of videos, I was participating in a reading challenge called Read 5 Before I Buy, where I read 5 books that I already owned, whether it was physical or ebooks, and then I was allowed to buy one book after I finished each list. I finished one list and then was allowed to buy Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and then I read a bunch of books from the library and didn't complete the list, and I finally got to book number 4 on my second list when I completely broke down. Especially after I had made the decision that once I finished that list, I was going to allow myself to buy multiple books to add some color and diversity and gorgeousness to my collection. So on New Year's Eve, I thought no better way to celebrate the upcoming year than to buy a few books. I allowed myself to buy 6 books. I only ended up picking up 4 physical books and then 1 ebook later on. I have those to show you. I also acquired a few books as prizes or Christmas presents. But I also first wanted to add some stipulations to my own project. It's mostly for me, but I thought that you might like to know. In the future, when I break my Read 5 Before I Buy, I will make myself complete that current list and then go on to read 10 more books before I can purchase more books. If I finish a list and want to buy more than 1 book, that's totally allowed, but again, I'll have to read 10 books instead of 5 before the next time I go out book shopping. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's mostly just for me, and I think it's a good way to keep myself in check without feeling too guilty whenever I break down and buy books. And I have consequences at the same time. So I know what you're all here for. You see the magical words book haul, so let's get on to it. The first book that I have is on my Kindle, and it was sent to me for review by the author herself. And it is You Are Not Alone, Stories from the Front Lines of Womanhood, an autobiography in 10 voices. This is a feminine piece of nonfiction compiled by Leah Carey, who I was put in contact with by Emily Jean, who mentioned this book and did a wonderful review of it. I haven't read it yet, but I know that it will be a great piece of feminist literature that I can pursue whenever I have an hour or two to spare. The next book that I acquired was a book that I won during the Dewey's 24-hour readathon back in October, I believe, and I actually forgot that I had won, and I chose The Last Policeman by Ben H. Winters. There's a meteor, an asteroid coming towards Earth, and everyone knows that impending doom is coming. Everyone's going to die. No one will survive this meteor hitting. But a policeman is passionate about solving his last case, and I thought that sounded like an interesting book. The next book I received for Christmas from my wonderful husband. It is beautiful, and I love it. It is Saga, the Deluxe Edition, Book 1, which is a bind-up of volumes 1, 2, and 3 with some bonus content. Loved this, and I reread all of the volumes in this edition. It's gorgeous. If you're a fan, I highly recommend it. And I just love the kind of middle finger that Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan give to the publishing world, because there was lots of controversy about the very first cover because she was breastfeeding, but it was like a tall, full-length portrait of it. There was not a close-up. So on the Deluxe Edition, they're just like, nope, booby right there. And I love it. I don't even care. The art is beautiful on it. It's wonderful. I love it. Love, 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 love it. In addition to that wonderful gift, my husband also got me the only other bookish gift that I received, and it is this glorious Read More Books shirt from the Book Riot store. Love it. It's the most flattering t-shirt that I've had in a very long time. The material is soft, and it's a shirt about books, so it's pretty rad. Next, on to the books that I acquired on my little New Year's Eve book shopping spree. Like I said, I intended to give myself the limit of 6 books, but I didn't get to go to the bookstore that I usually go to that has used books and where I can sell my books back. So all of these books were full price, so I forgot how much that actually ended up costing. So I cut down to 4 books, and these were the 4 that I got. You should not be surprised by this at all. It was actually the main reason that I wanted to go to the bookstore on New Year's Eve, because I had waited too long, and it is the 4th volume of Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. No surprise. Look at this beauty. It was wonderful. It was the first book I read in 2015. No regrets, man. No regrets. Like, this is one of the few graphic novels that I don't mind spending full price for a trade paperback and then having it done within an hour or 2. I don't even care, because there's so much rereadability in this book that it's worth it. And the next 3 books are all books by people of color, and that was my main goal when shopping for books this time around, aside from the Saga. The first one is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. If I'm not mistaken, this is a memoir or an autobiography of her childhood and young adult life. I'm really looking forward to this. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about it, and it seems like it's going to be an important piece of literature. Next, I have been thinking about this book and reading this book since I read the first book I read by this author. The constant praise of this book by Ashley over at Climb the Stacks is what pushed me over the edge, and I just knew I had to get The Remains of the Day by Kashi Ushiguro. I read Never Let Me Go 3 years ago, and when I first read it, I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I didn't think it was going to have a lasting effect, but it was one that snuck up on me, and every time I thought about it a lot. And I thought about it intently and deeply, and I've wanted to read this ever since. I just never got around to it. And so now that I have this beautiful edition, I have a great excuse to do so. It tells the story of an English butler after 3 decades of working for a family after one of the wars. The society is changing. Butlers aren't really something that people can afford anymore, so he takes an introspective adventure, to my understanding, and I just know that it's going to be good. Even if it's just half as good as Never Let Me Go, it'll be totally worth it. And the last physical book that I picked up on that journey was Native Son by Richard Wright. This is another one that has been recommended to me in real life, and my library had a copy, but this book and another book that I really wanted, which was Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, have been checked out from my library and never returned. So that must mean that they're really good, and I've just heard that this book is still so relevant in today's society, and it's just a poignant read, and I'm really looking forward to it. I must admit that one of the deciding factors on this book is that I love the Olive edition by Harper Perennial. No shame. It's just a lovely little limited edition mass market paperback. In addition to those books, I allowed myself to get one book on my Kindle. I had grander plans of getting something else, but when a chance to do a buddy read came up, I decided to pick up Ancillary Justice by Unlucky because it was also only $3, and I'm just eager to read some science fiction, and this sounds like it's also one that deals with gender roles, and it's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. Plus, I've heard really great things about it from Katie from Infusions of Wit and Liz from Liz Loves Literature, which are both brilliantly intelligent ladies whose opinions I trust. It's going to be great, and it's the last book that I'm going to buy in the foreseeable future until I finish a Read 10 Before I Buy list. And that is it. As always, please feel free to share your thoughts on any of the books I mentioned here today in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video.